broke my consecutive streak of 215 meetings that were on time, by the way, just now. So thank you.
Goals.
It's still 6:30.
Connie Alley and Jeff.
Exactly on the dot, though. You know how I am with that.
I
too.
do. Yep.
All right, we're good.
All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order of the City of Kearney Park and Tree Board for Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Eric, have you taken roll?
I have, 6 members are present, 3 are absent, and we have a quorum.
Very good. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
I do not unless you guys do, and if not, we'll just need a motion for approval of the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, has everybody had an opportunity to read the minutes from our last meeting on June 18th? If so, need a motion to approve those minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right, we have a park policy request.
Yes, Will, are you going to be speaking, or?
Do you want to speak, or I think you can speak?
I'll tell you what, Club 7 is here. They are requesting a 5K run out at Jesse James Park. And whoever is speaking, please come to the podium, state your name and address for the record, please.
My name is Steve Williams. My address is 1601 Sycamore Ridge, Cottonwood Creek. What we're wanting to talk about tonight is putting on a Club 7 5K that's going to basically be an annual event going forward. For an overview, Club 7 would like to sponsor a 5K run walk at Jesse James Park. We would solicit local businesses for donations, which would yield them the opportunity to have their business name printed on our 5K t-shirts, and they would have an opportunity to set up a tent to market their merchandises and or services. T-shirts will be given to participants when they sign up, and they will also receive a Club 7 5K medal that will be given to each participant as they finish the race. We would like to make this a pet-friendly affair, which means participants can include their pet as they walk with the stipulations that they clean up after them. A portion of the proceeds will be donated to Kearney Parks and Rec. Our goals is to get at least 10 sponsors. And another one of our goals is to at least get 75 to 100 participants. Now, we've kind of solicited some of the businesses. I've got 5 that said, hey, when it's a goal, we'll go ahead and step up. We're asking for them for a $300 donation, which would include the name on their business name on the shirt, as well as 1 free entry. So if somebody owns a business and their wife or son wants to participate, that entry is free to them. The fee for the participants would be $35. That will cover some of our costs for t-shirts, participant medal, and bottles of water. We will have bottles of water for all the participants. The place, of course, I said was Jesse James Park. We want to, our time window that we want to do this is between 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. We wanted, we looked at that time because we wanted to be in and out so that the park can be used for other people. Businesses that donate will have an opportunity to set up a tent, like I just said, and advertise their businesses or services. The deadline to set up, to sign up will be 1 week before the actual 5K. So that gives us a chance to actually get a hard number on what we need to order as far as with shirts and with medals. Our goal is to finish by 10. Water will be provided. A portion of the proceeds, again, we're looking at Kearney Parks and Rec, and we're probably going to have another organization that we're going to donate to, looking at, once we look at our funds and our expenses. Club 7 will be using its business insurance to cover this.
What's the date? that you-
We don't have a date yet. I talked with Eric, and Eric said that we needed to meet with you guys, and then in turn, you guys need to meet with, I believe, the mayor to get the approval. Once we get the approval, then we can put a date on it. Right now, we're looking, we would like to do late August, early September
Okay.
time window.
I do know that Jeff Roberts, the cross-country coach, could be very assisting to you. He knows pretty much the distances out there.
Okay.
Because he sets up a cross-country meet in October. So it's Jeff Roberts, Kearney High School. Just, kind of a guy that may assist you in actually knowing the distances from point A to point B.
Okay.
Will there be anything monitoring times on this thing, or is it?
That's something that me and Will are looking at right now. And our question was, do we want to incorporate in or solicit a software to where people log in when they start, everything's controlled from their watch, and then they get their time, they can go to a website and get their time. We can do it that way, or we can do it to where it's like, if it's family oriented. If you're a competitor, you have a Fitbit watch. Most likely, people are going to be getting out just for the exercise.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of wondering, what kind of, if you're doing kind of both, or if it's, more of exercise or
Yeah.
competition and both.
It's really a chance for we're looking at it as a chance to grow, to bring Excelsior, Holt, Liberty, bring them in, so that every year people can look forward to this. It's something that I talked to Will about, and the owners are on board with it. We just need to get the approval to move forward.
I just have a few questions, and the reason why I'm stating this is there's new policies that were implemented by the Board of Aldermen for all people that use city property. That insurance now is required for everyone to the Missouri sovereign immunity limits. And it's scaring some people, but we've been doing this with Jesse James Festival, the Bull Ride. We're going to be doing it with the Optimist Club for their, help me out, Ryan, for the Labor Day races.
Yes.
Okay.
And the policy now, the Missouri sovereign immunity limits is like 3.6 or $3.4 million. So you have to get like a $4 million policy. What we've been told now is you can get like a $2 million policy and a $2 million umbrella to get to the 4 million. And what that does is protects the city from anything that we're in a litigation world now, and it's just to protect the citizens of Kearney on our property. And Dave is on, or David Lehman is one of our Board of Aldermen members as well. And what we have to do is, if the Park Board decides to give you permission, it will then go to the Board of Aldermen for final approval, but we're about a month, it's about a month difference because they go through and have meetings with the alderman people and discuss what might be coming up, and if they have questions, this way they're prepared. So I just wanted to get you the lead time on the different changes that have taken place to let you know. The soonest, and I can talk with Sheila, in August, the 19th probably would be the soonest that it would be on a Board of Aldermen meeting for approval. But again, contact your insurance company and tell them of the requirements, and it's the Missouri Sovereign Immunity limits, okay? And it's like a 2 million general liability and a 2 million umbrella, that type of situation.
It seems to be the best way that people are finding to do it with these
Right.
new rules.
The dual.
Yeah.
Right, because it's awful hard to find just a $4 million
And if you do, it's gonna be,
expensive.
yeah.
Pretty expensive.
So we want to be upfront with you guys on that.
Appreciate that.
So, I'll talk with Sheila tomorrow, and then, if we're looking at putting that on August 19th, for approval, they would probably say, do they have their insurance? And we've got to be upfront. Do you have your insurance by that time? Because I can tell you, just for upcoming months, the second and third weekend of September is Jesse James Festival weekend. And they have a 5 and 10K run as well.
And we only have one meeting in September.
And you only have one meeting in September. Is it the 5th?
Yeah, it's the first meeting of the month.
Or the 9th? No, it would be Tuesday the 3rd because of Labor
Sounds
Day.
right.
Yeah. So we're just I just want to let you know the dates that are conflicting right now. So you know about the Jesse James Festival, you know about stipulations that the city has now. My other question to you is, I know you'd like to do business sponsorships and things of that nature. I think that's wonderful. The only thing that you cannot do is compete unless you get approval through the Knights of Columbus, like if it would be handing out a hot dog or something like that, because they have right of first refusal for concessions. I don't know if you were wanting to do concessions.
Yeah.
Larry is sitting right behind you. He is our Knights of Columbus representative, and they sell all of our concessions out of Jesse James Park. So
Yeah.
you can get in contact with him and see if there's any conflict there.
No, the only thing that we would be handing out is water. We would provide water for our participants.
I'm just saying, if you get businesses that want to, give out free hot dogs or hamburgers or something that has to be worked out.
Right.
And if they refuse, then we're okay with that.
Okay. Yeah, the businesses that we're going to target are like there's a couple of nutritional businesses in Liberty, kind of along that nature.
Yeah,
As
understand.
far as food and beverages, no. If for some reason that we can't make this work this year, we have the information, and this is something that we would probably like to move forward with early summer next year. Our key is to target college kids before they go back. I know this year, going back to school, and me being a teacher too, our time is up on us. So we really want it to be a success to where people are talking about Kearney and the 5K that Club 7 is putting on. And from a marketing perspective, it will draw in more members to Club 7.
Sure, we love it. That's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
concept.
We do, and the other thing is every, if you want to do an annual event, and the only thing is you just have to come back
Each year.
each year and just get permission. And if you do it the first year and you know all the steps, it's a lot easier process.
So what's your window for September look like on your coffee calendar?
Our window for September 7th would work. Naturally, the 14th and 21st is out because of Jesse James Festival
That's September, right?
of September. September 28th would work. There's a fishing derby on October 5th. The Kearney Cross Country meet is the 12th, and that is definitely a no.
However, that course will be set up if you put it on a Sunday.
Yeah.
If they're gonna run on
On
non-paved
grass. Are you
surface.
guys planning on running on the grass or on the trail?
I would probably say neither.
I hadn't really given that consideration.
Here's the thing, if you run on the trail, we allow the trail run to be Mac Porter, Jesse James. So you could cross the bridge that goes in between Mac Porter, that new bridge,
Yeah.
and there's you
Gives you a
drop
little
down.
flexibility with the course set up and everything.
Yeah, and then you'd be actually running on, and that's how Jesse James does it.
For their 5K.
For their-
kit.
Gotcha.
Is there any concern with road crossing, or do you just put course marshals on?
You just have course, that's a great question, Christie, and what the school's done when they've had their fun day, fun runs out there. With the traffic that comes through, there is a section of trail that crosses the road. And what they do is they just monitor that have, basically, like Christie said, the
Essentially a
guards.
crossing guard.
Yeah.
And just hold the traffic and when there's a gap, let them go on through.
Okay. Yeah, we wanted to split up the participants with dogs versus people without them,
Sure.
to start the people without dogs first.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that, we didn't want to get into the standpoint where dogs and people, some people like dogs, some people don't.
Right. And here's the thing, we do have the pet waste stations out there.
Yep.
So the bags are handy, and they're all along the trail, different portions of the trail.
At least 4 of them out there.
I think so. And also
It's a
in Mac Porter as well.
Yeah, that's true as well, yeah.
So, but did you get those dates that
I sure did.
Okay. And you can keep in contact with Ryan or I. And Steve, let me get your cell number.
Sure, 913
Yep.
219 7359.
And we'll,
816.
Yep.
522.
yep.
3824.
Okay. My thing to the park board is we won't meet until after the Jesse James Festival, and if we could get this approved for a date that does not conflict with a park board function or Jesse James function, unless you guys have any further questions, you can entertain a motion to allow this pending the insurance situation and things of that nature, and no conflicting dates. And then I could take it to the Board of Aldermen as soon as I possibly could.
Any
Ryan,
additional
do you have
questions?
anything? Did I miss anything?
No, I'll just say that, as staff, we fully support this, and we're grateful for the opportunity to receive a donation as well.
That's awful nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm in favor.
We just need a motion, a second, and a vote.
Make a motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right,
Good luck to you guys.
Thank you,
Good
Steve.
luck. I hope
very good.
this,
We'll be in touch.
We'll be in touch. I'll talk with Sheila and see if we can get that on the agenda, and mainly check get your insurance
Yes.
stuff. Okay?
We'll get on.
Okay?
Mhm.
And you're free to stay, or if you want to go, you're free to go as well. Okay?
Pretty riveting stuff here, guys.
Thank you.
We have to.
Thanks again. Thank you. Okay.
All right, moving on to park updates, starting with park maintenance.
Just wanted to let you guys know that we're working on the trails. We've done some actual work on the South Campus Trail where there's been some issues with water after rains standing, and we've been trying to be more proactive on that and working with the street department on some of those houses. They sit so much higher than the trail and the water's coming down there, so we're trying to get the water into the inlets and get that water. And we've got some nice emails from the patrons that live there that we've done some work for. So just wanted to mention that, along with our regular mowing and cleaning of the parks. And even though baseball and softball is done, we still have a lot of competitive teams using the parks, and those are cleaned every day as well. So just because we don't have our rec games anymore, the parks are still being maintained, dragged, sprayed, mowed, weed eated, and bathrooms cleaned. I don't have anything else on park maintenance right now. Our capital outlay, I took it to the Board of Aldermen since our last meeting, and Mac Porter Park surfacing was approved in the amount of $65,946. They are going to be doing that project in conjunction with the Lions Park project, and Brian and I decided on the color choices we're going to do. It'll be the brown and black 50-50 pour-in-place surface out at Mac Porter. And then at Lions Park, we went with the light blue and the black 50-50. So it looked really good when we shut everything down. And we just got an email today from them on how they're going to close off the area because of our sprinkler systems. We sure in the heck don't need to hit a water line or anything of that nature, or electrical lines in Lions Park or Mac Porter Park. So want to let you know that did get approved. I'm going to turn this over to Ryan, even though Ryan and I and Ray are playground certified playground inspector. We've had some issues at both the Splash Park and Lions Park, and Ryan, I'll let you fill them in.
Sure. So Ray, our CPSI inspector, was doing an inspection, I guess, a week ago, and discovered what he believes are some entanglement and entrapment issues on the playground, which could potentially lead to a strangulation. So naturally, that's called a priority one issue in the playground inspection world, and so that means shut it down, essentially. We shut down access to the areas that Ray believes are affected, and we are consulting with Playcraft, which is the actual manufacturer of our playground equipment, as well as Great Southern Recreation, who is now our dealer. When we originally bought the product, it was from a company called Park Planet, who was a Playcraft dealer. They have since exited the region. Great Southern Recreation has come in. We now work with them. We are likely going to have a Playcraft representative come down and look at it. It is going to cost to have them come out, but we believe it's worth it. So that's what we're going to do, and we're kind of waiting on exactly when that's going to happen and everything. We're working on that as late as today. Go ahead.
We've taken the pictures and sent that to Great Southern Recreation, and all of our email correspondence, all that's been on file, downloaded on file for hard copies, plus our...
We've been very meticulous about documenting every step of this. It's important. What I will say, Great Southern has been a tremendous help in kind of being a liaison between us and Playcraft. And end result, it's going to be back open and fixed one way or another. We just have to figure out how to get there right now. Now regarding the splash pad,
So the playground thing that shut down, is that covered on some kind of a warranty? Because I feel like that's not been out there
unfortunately,
very long.
no, we're out of warranty already.
Okay.
That's just the nature of this industry. It's basically a 1.5 or 2 year warranty on almost everything. So
And is that a repair or probably a replacement of
We don't
a
know
segment or
yet.
anything? They'll determine
That's
that?
why we want to have them
we want
Yeah.
boots on the ground looking at it instead of pictures.
Mhm.
Because they kind of believe one thing and we kind of believe something else as far as the actual severity of it. So we want to meet with them in person and have them look at it.
We'd rather
So we'll keep
err-
you updated on that. Naturally, we expect a relatively quick resolution on that, but we're not going to open it until it's safe. So,
No appointment for them to come out yet? They haven't?
yeah, we were literally just talking to
Just
them
with-
today. We were able to finally get in touch with Playcraft.
So if I may, can I ask this question? If it's something that its criticality is high, it's very, it's a serious issue. Is this an installment or is this something that broke that made it hazardous or it was original? I just don't understand. It's been installed for 1.5 years now and an inspector just now says, hey, this could happen. So
This is the
that?
fourth summer.
Yeah. we've
Okay,
been
so it's
open
for summer, but it's just, Ray sees it as, a potential thing that was maybe overlooked before, or was it something that is is it something that broke or is damaged and needed repair? I mean,
No.
you don't have to go into detail, but if you could answer those questions, I'd
No,
appreciate it.
it's definitely not something that broke. It might be a settlement issue where things have shifted a little bit and created a bigger gap than what is considered allowable for CPSI standards.
Okay.
They have these little ring gauges. They look like a ring toss thing. They'll put on these gaps, and if anything protrudes out of it, it fails instantly. And they're gauged to different sizes for different applications. But no, nothing has been broken. It might be a settlement issue. We're just not sure yet.
Gotcha.
And the thing of it is too, is even though we did the inspections, which we do all the time, and we keep the records on that, Ray just became a certified playground safety inspector last year.
Different eye.
Yeah, and
And we're actually lucky enough to have
More training,
Steve
yeah.
Gar on board with the street department, who is a former parks professional as well, who has retained his CPSI, so we got an additional set of eyes on it as well. And they are in agreement. That's why we really want to get Playcraft here in person to look at it. We're going to trust the experts on this. And that is not an easy certification to get, I can tell you that. Now,
we want to err on the side of caution. That's why we want to get them up here, find out if there's a defect in the part, in any of the parts, or
if it's a design flaw maybe,
Right.
too soon to tell, but
Right.
it will get fixed one way or another. I can assure you of that.
I do know that we make Facebook posts regarding these issues.
Yes.
Have we ever considered putting out some sort of a signage with explanation to the families of what was going on? Because I've heard of a number of people in person and online, like what's going on, why are these things closed down, that kind of thing.
Well, we can't say what we think.
We don't have facts yet.
We don't have facts, and that's why we told them there's a safety issue, and that's why the areas that they cannot get to, that's why we boarded those up. So we don't want to say something that isn't true to the public, because we don't know yet.
I'm gonna have to excuse you.
I understand.
You guys have a great evening.
All right.
Thanks.
Now, regarding the splash pad, approximately 3 days later, Ray was doing an inspection on the splash pad and noticed that the bearings on top of the big bucket are both cracked again. We have been in contact with Vortex in Canada. Actually, shout out to Craig Hamlin. He's our Vortex representative here in the States, and he really pushed hard and was able to get us 2 new bearings for 0 cost, which is amazing, because those are like real high dollar bearings, about 500, almost $600 a piece. So that was great. We're working to get installation set up right now. I have the bearings in my office right now, so we're just waiting on installation.
They just came.
Yeah, literally just came yesterday. Yesterday's a big day.
So there's nothing preventative or anything to mitigate this thing? It seems like it's kind of problematic that it's having to change so often. What's the root cause of that?
Well, without getting too much into the science of it, it's stainless steel can rust. And the repetitive motion of the bucket, I don't know that there is a solution, to be quite honest with you.
I mean, is it like a
Because the
filter
buckets-
that you just have to change out, just for preventing it to crack
It
or
will
something like
eventually
that?
probably be considered a wear part, in my opinion.
And you'll have to find out a frequency at which it needs changed.
Right.
And the thing of it is how he did this, naturally with inspecting, but we go up on a monthly basis and grease that with our marine grade grease. And he was in the scissor lift and noticed that when he was doing that. So you're not gonna know unless you get up to that height, and that's why we have the bucket truck.
Last time it happened, only one of them broke, or only one of them was cracked, but we ended up replacing them both. It turns out the other one had wear on the inside. I don't think we're gonna get an answer out of Vortex, to be quite honest with you. They're not a United States-based company. It's gonna be real hard to get much other than just replace the parts out of them, I have a feeling.
So is this a safety issue as well, or is this
It's not a safety
does it function any different? Is the operatability of this thing any different?
Well, right now, yeah, because we have the bucket turned off so it can't dump.
Right.
No, it's not a safety issue. The way the bucket is attached, basically a rod through a giant bucket and it tips.
Right.
The ends are captured. They're not going anywhere.
Right.
So it's not like there's a danger of the bucket falling on someone or something along those lines. So it's safe. It's just, it won't operate properly if one of the bearings is messed up or broken.
Gotcha.
It'll just kind of sit there.
So that's why we shut it down. It might tip just a hair and then come back and water go the other way. So we just shut that feature down. The rest of the splash park, perfect.
Yep.
And it's still going. It's just the bucket itself. We took that out of the rotation of the water features.
Right.
So $500 for a bearing, and then labor cost is
I haven't got
nil?
the quote for labor cost yet.
Oh.
But again, we didn't actually have to pay anything for the bearings this time. So pretty happy about that. So that's the update on the splash pad.
We will have our pickleball tournament. Greg came a month or so ago, maybe it was last month, if I remember correctly. Our pickleball tournament is being advertised, and we're having signups, and that will be that Saturday and Sunday, August 24th and 25th, out at the pickleball courts. And that's basically all the update I have for you, is that I do know that people are signing up for it. Our July 5th fireworks celebration, instead of the 3rd, it went off. We had a nice night out there. We had AI gave us a count, and basically from the year before, we were about, I think, 1,400 total people down, and we think that's because then it was on a weekend and people, July 4th weekend and people leaving for that. But we had a great event. We hope you had one as well at Radiant Life Church. I know the police did a little different thing on getting people
Traffic,
to
yeah.
162nd to let you guys
That was very
get
good.
out of there.
Worked well.
And the only thing we did not have is the concert. But what we did do is we continue to provide music over our loudspeakers, and people enjoyed that. And we just had a collection of music that played for 2 hours. Actually, it was even before then. We started the music really early and just let it play. So it was a
Did we
good
have to
event.
pay the band since they didn't perform? I wondered that.
So we, yeah, we actually only had to pay them the deposit. They were actually really good about it. Contractually, they could have held us to it. But they were really,
That was really
really nice.
Yeah.
So shout out the Funk Syndicate as well.
Yeah.
We are, I know this may sound crazy, but we're already in the process of starting to look for our fireworks contractor for next year. Because we just finished our final year of a 3-year contract with Premier Pyrotechnics. We don't know what the budget will be for next year. But we're trying to get dates and how we do that is we kind of send out a proposal of what was shot, because we have shell counts, how much this would be if you would bid on this type of a show. And then we can say, if it's a $20,000 show, what, and that's how because you're not gonna get a bid to a bid with the same exact shot shells going up and the type of shot shells and things of that nature. So, but anyway, that's in the process right now, I will say. And then we made some posts on our Parks and Rec Facebook page, and then it got shared to other pages that this is National Park and Recreation Month. I am going to post the picture I took today, probably on the 19th, because that is the National Park and the actual National Park and Professionals Day. So I want to thank you for being our park board and listening to the problems and some successes that we have. So wanted to let you guys know we were voted one of the best in the Northland on our Jesse James Park Trail. It gets used extensively. People are out there even before our gates open at 7 o'clock because they can use the parking lot to get on the trail and access the trail. So we're pretty excited that we were voted one of the best in the Northland.
Very good.
Brian, I'll let you talk about our youth sports and our amphitheater concerts.
So as I mentioned back in June, signups are live for fall youth sports, including football, volleyball, soccer, fall adult pickleball league, a pickleball camp for the kids, actually 2 sessions of that, and then of course senior citizen trips. So signups are going well, and they will end mid-August. As far as amphitheater concerts go, our next concert is August 3rd with Phil Vandal. It's a country show. And Mr. Colton Michael and Pistol Creek will be opening the show. So it'll be a fun night. After that, Double Vision, the Foreigner Tribute will be on Friday, August 16th. So that's Friday, not Saturday.
Was there any resolution financially for those senior citizen trips?
Go ahead, Brian.
Well, that's kind of the purpose of the pickleball tournament.
Right.
That's
As a fundraiser.
So that's going to be going into park programs. And hopefully that can, and Ryan and I have talked about our senior programs, how, what we might be able to do different as we get ready to prepare for our budget preparation that starts in October. So, even though we're just in our 4th month of our fiscal year budget now, we'll be already planning for the next fiscal year, starting in October. So that's all I have. Ryan, do you have anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right, do we have any board comments? I had a question. With that Connect Kearney plan with the MARC funds, is that something that goes through the park department, or is that a city project?
it's weird. We get, like the Mac Porter Park Connector Trail is it's not going directly into our fund, but it's for trails that we have projected through city funds. It's a different lettering, and this is through Mark for more connections, more sidewalks, and Shelley is working on like 3 separate grants, possibly 4, that will enhance sidewalks and the Mac Porter Connector Trail. In addition to that, some of these grants provide for sidewalk crossings. And they have been, Shelley has talked about this at Board of Alderman meetings. The crossing down here by Lions Park is a major, and a lot of people don't realize that. There's a lot of people that walk from Old Church Plaza across to the park. And that's going to be one of the locations. Another location, I do believe, I might be mistaken, but I think is down by 19th Street by the railroad tracks. And then I don't know how the crossing, when we do the connector to Mac Porter Park, if there is a crossing in that area as well. And we've been in the process of trying to get a trail connection from downtown, the sidewalk, across to the senior center, over across the street. And I do know our consultants, Olson Engineers, is the one headlining that one. And I can't remember off the top of my head if there's a crossing.
There is.
I thought so, but
It's basically right there at the entrance to James
Well, that
Point.
yeah, that was in
Whatever.
the proposal.
Right.
The actual plan, we're actually just going over it. There's 3 different options, and we're not sure yet.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in that area.
So how does that 1% use tax initiative, where are we on that as far as completion? Because that was prioritization as well, and that money was supposed to go to some of that parks and pathways as well. So how do these two work together in conjunction or conflict?
So when you apply for a grant, you have, they're all matching. So you have to have money in the bank.
Yeah.
So they're leveraging that money to apply for these grants. So
Gotcha.
they're attempting to turn that money into more money.
Up to, what, 9? What was the mark, what was the total of the mark funding?
There's 900,000 available, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
right?
900,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was 950, 900,000
And
available.
then our use tax money goes for parks, police, and pathways. And use tax money is going to pay off the debt of pickleball courts. And sidewalks, some of that money is went for sidewalks.
If you remember when they did the election, they had a
It was
whole
specific.
list of like, I don't know, 30 or so. And they're working through that list right now.
Right, and I knew some of them have already been completed because they have been over where I live, over by Dogwood.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's where that's going. But also, they're attempting to leverage to get these grants as well, because that would
The match.
make that money go further.
Oh, definitely.
So,
I see.
yeah.
I did, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Good, thanks for the explanation.
Sure.
Another question, I know the challenges of this, but have we ever considered any sort of concessions at the splash pad or the pickleball courts or anything like that, even modest, or even vending machines or anything like that?
That will be when, at the conclusion of this year, because with the situation that I kind of explained to the gentleman here earlier, all these contracts, like we do for the pickleball, are going to be done in the winter and early in the spring. All these contracts, we already have a vendor that wants to do that for next year, that will provide a portion of her proceeds, because it'll be in the contract for the splash park next year. And she was out there at the July 3rd event as well, and we received a portion of our proceeds from there. So,
Mobile unit.
pardon, mobile unit.
Very good.
Yep. Anyway,
Very good. All right, any other comments?
I would like to bring up, I was out at, using our parks out at Jesse James and had stopped in the War Memorial. And there was a elderly gentleman there, and got the chance to talk to him, and he was I want to say World War II, but I could be wrong, veteran, and he's gone around the country to these war memorials, just looking at them. He said it was his bucket list. And he had seen all the media on Facebook about our new one, and so I got talking to him, and he was very, very impressed with the war memorial. So that was nice to see somebody from out of town in our parks, and it was neat to talk to him. So
Good. It's gonna be more stories like that, I'm sure.
oh,
It's good.
absolutely,
That's good, though.
yeah, yeah.
Very good. All right, any other comments? Not? Have a motion to adjourn this meeting to Tuesday, August 20th.
I move to adjourn.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, the meeting is adjourned.